Yeah, we're running 20 degrees below the average at the moment. And it's gonna be a little windy too. Perfect. Perfect late fall camping. I usually like to check the weather report on Wonderground, Weather Underground. It's usually a good source of information. It can check fun things like when twilight is and how much of the moon is illuminated. Always making sure that, just in general, no matter where you're going hiking or backpacking, it's a good idea to check the weather and be prepared for precipitation. I always take a rain jacket no matter what, even if, so tonight's supposed to be pretty windy, so a rain jacket might not be necessary for rain, but it's a good, it'll stop the wind. So it might be a good thing to have in case the wind is really strong tonight. Let's do this. So heading out for Sycamore Canyon. Gonna do about 7 miles out and back, and it's kind of up to us exactly how far we want to go, but it's a beautiful canyon system. I haven't been in there in a long time, so I'm super excited to get out there. And it's fall, it's kind of cold, but it's gonna be beautiful no matter what. So looking forward to a good time on the trail. So I'm at the trailhead for Parsons Trail that's going to go through Sycamore Canyon. And anytime that I come up to a trailhead and I'm about to set off on a backpacking trip, I always want to take a look, one, at the map, of course, but also any other sort of relevant information that I might need to know. There's some information right here that tells me to pack out my trash, which would be standard process no matter where you're backpacking, but that it's okay to bury my human waste here. So if I have to poop, which I probably will knowing me, I'm going to be okay if I bury it using proper L&T practices, which would be burying it in a hole 6 to 8 inches deep. And then I'm gonna carry out my toilet paper. So this is a desert environment, it's dry, it's in a canyon corridor, so there's not a lot of land that hikers and backpackers can be in, so trash and human waste really would accumulate in a canyon corridor. So those are some things I wanna think about. So I'm looking over the map and I'm ready to rock. So I'm about to set off here on the Parsons Trail. One of the things I really love about backpacking in Arizona and in the Southwest in general is just the diversity of the zones that there are. So left Flagstaff this morning where it's ponderosa pines and sub-freezing temperatures. Down here, I'm comfortable in just a long sleeve layer, hiking under beautiful cottonwood trees that are turning their fall colors. And the backpacking season still has probably another month or two. Really, it could be year round out here. It just changes very fast out here and there's so many opportunities to really enjoy a truly magnificent place. Holy cow, look at this cottonwood. This thing's crazy. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about, right here. Massive cottonwood. Wind blew this down somewhere in time. Yeah, I just love it out here. This is basically like an hour from my home and feels and looks totally different. And yeah, it's a special place to me, that's for sure. Came up to a spot where Sycamore Creek is flowing, and to me, there's something really magical about hearing water flowing in the desert. A few creek crossings ahead of us, so we should be up close and personal with it later on. Hopefully we won't get too wet. Yeah. Whoop. Whoa. This is mobile. That could make things spicier than I was anticipating. Come on, let me through. Woo! So when I'm hiking through a place like this, sometimes it's hard to remember that I'm still in the desert. But just on the rim of the canyon and beyond, this is a super harsh place to try to live. But right here, feels like I got a slice of Middle Earth, practically perfect here. So I'm loving this. The lighting is amazing. All the fall leaves are just doing their thing. And I'm just having a blast. So hope you are too. With full weight. That's good. Standard backpacking procedure. You come across a rock wall, you gotta climb it. Onward. This does look a little harder. Level 2 creek crossing. Ready? Okay. Stay dry. Cool spot here. Sun's going down. I think I'm gonna call it good. It's off the trail. It's got some water access and it's beautiful. What more could you want? So let's set up camp here. The Southwest in general doesn't necessarily have a plethora of firewood, and canyons are sensitive ecosystems. So we always want to do leave no trace principles. So that's basically looking for firewood that's dead, down, and detached with preferably a small diameter. So we're not hauling logs basically in and partially burning them, which will never burn throughout the night. So then you're leaving behind charred junk. So what am I looking for here? This is a really good example. Right next to me here is a place where a flash flood has happened, and it has pulled all of these sticks and bits of debris that's actually awesome to burn down, and just kind of collected it all for me and just rammed it into one of these trees. So I'm going to try to pull from them. If I realize that it's part of the tree, I'm not going to pull that down. I want that to stay strong and alive and happy. But yeah, so I'm going to pull some right here. I'm a big proponent of the log cabin style. In fact, I think that the teepee style is maybe the worst invention in human history. It's got to be the log cabin style for me. I think it promotes the most airflow, the most ability to manage and continue to micromanage, especially as you're getting a fire started. To me, that's really important. I want to layer everything, and I want there to make sure that there's real good airflow. And I also want to make sure that I have some real small stuff that I can feed in case it doesn't go quite as well as I hope. Then I can kind of keep feeding the fire where I need it to go. That's satisfying. So I'm gonna make mac and cheese. This is 2 boxes of mac and cheese. I always like to repackage everything so I'm not carrying around cardboard. Keeps it simple, and then afterwards you have a trash bag. Also gonna be adding these pork shreds on top. Something from Simply Shreds. I've used them before. They're actually pretty tasty. So they'll add a lot of good flavor punch to an otherwise relatively non-exciting meal in mac and cheese. Not bagging on mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese, don't get me wrong, but this spices it up nicely. So happy about that. So, if you're wondering what to do with excess water, basically, since we're real close to a creek, I wouldn't want to just dump it anywhere out in the wild. I'm actually going to use the fire pit as a little bit of a disposal service for me, so it won't mess with the animals. Want to save some of the water, because that's actually what's going to make the powder dissolve. So, I didn't bring milk out here. So just forego it, just leave it a little watery, just a little bit. And now, add some meat. And that's pretty much it. Now I get to enjoy. I'm gonna eat straight from the pot. My favorite new toy. Look at that. Perfect pillow. Weighs nothing. Adds infinite value. Cozy. Well, it's been an awesome night here in Sycamore Canyon. Awesome day on the trail. I think I'm gonna get a little shut-eye, do a little stargazing. No tent needed tonight. I'm just gonna drink in the stars. Thanks for joining me on the day. Make sure you follow along for more adventures tomorrow. Oh man, you're gonna CGI in the river in there, right? All right, cool. That was hard. Barely escaped with my life on that one.